Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum viewers. So my name is Zulkarnain Trading Wala. I am level 1 student at Rehan School Islamabad campus. So you know that we are coming up with new any session. So today we are coming with new any session on the topic of being honest about mistakes. So we talk about this topic with Sarabaji. So I will start our conversation with Sarabaji. Assalamu alaikum Sarabaji.
Walaikum assalam. How can I help you today?
Okay, Sarabhaji. So I have some questions on the topic of being honest about mistakes. So you can answer me these questions in detail.
I can definitely help with that. What's your first question?
Okay, so my first question with you: why being honest about your mistake important for personal growth, even when admitting the truth may lead to punishment or embarrassment?
Being honest about your mistakes is important for personal growth because it helps you learn from your experiences. When you're honest, you can take ownership of what you did and think about how to do things differently next time. It also builds trust with others, even if it's difficult in the moment.
Okay, so my next question with you: how does admitting a mistake help build trust in relationships with friends, family, teachers, or terminates over time?
Admitting a mistake shows responsible and trustworthy. When you acknowledge your error, it shows humility and a willingness to be better. This can make people feel more comfortable with you and your actions over time.
Okay, so my next question with you: what are the possible consequences of hiding a mistake, and how can those consequences become worse than admitting the mistake in the first place?
Hiding a mistake can lead to
Next question with you. What are the possible consequences of hiding a mistake, and how can those consequences become worse than admitting the mistake in the first place?
hiding a mistake can lead to bigger problems down the road. It can create mistrust, damage relationships, and even cause more serious issues if it's discovered later. Admitting it honestly at the beginning is usually the better approach.
Okay, so my next question with you: in what ways does being honest about mistakes show maturity and responsibility of rather than weakness?
Being Being honest about your mistakes shows maturity and responsibility because it shows you can evaluate your own actions and accept the consequences. It takes strength to admit a mistake, not weakness. It also shows that you're willing to learn and grow as a person.
Okay, so my next question with you: how can fear of judgment or punishment prevent people from admitting their mistakes, and how can this fear be overcome?
How fear of judgment or don't admit mistakes. It's understandable to be afraid of those consequences. To overcome this fear, it can help focus on the long-term benefits of honesty and to remember that everyone makes mistakes. It's a sign of growth to acknowledge them.
Okay, Sarabaji, so my next question with you: why is it something harder to be honest about mistake made in public or group setting compared to private situations?
It can be harder to be honest about that because the fear of judgment can feel more intense. There are more eyes on you, and the potential for embarrassment can be greater. It takes extra courage to admit a mistake in front of others, but it can also be a more powerful example of honesty and accountability. Do you have any other questions?
Okay, Sarabaji, so my next question with you: how does admitting a mistake help improve problem solving skills and prevent the same error from happening again?
Admitting a mistake helps improve problem solving skills because it allows you to reflect on how and why the mistake happened. Once you understand the cause, you can work on creating solutions to prevent it from happening again. It's a direct way to learn from your experience and improve your decision making.
Next question with you: how what role does honestly about mistake playing in become a better leader or role model for others?
When you're honest about your it shows leadership. It models that it's vulnerable and that we can all learn from our experiences. It creates an environment where others feel more It sounds like you're ready to move
Apologizing,
on.
apologizing an important part of being honest about a mistake. Uh, and how does a sincere apology make a difference?
A sincere apology can, yes, apologizing is help repair trust by showing you understand definitely a key part of being hurt and want to make amends, honest about mistakes. It's about acknowledging the other person's feelings. It shows you recognize you did some feelings and taking responsibility wrong and care about how it made others feel. A sincere apology can help repair relationships and make the other person feel heard and respected. Is there a specific situation you're thinking about? I understand. Can you clarify what you mean by or anything else you'd like to discuss? I will apply it. It's about apologizing or honest. Are you asking about how to apologize sincerely or something else?
Okay,
Politeness is
Sarabaji, so my
important
next
because
question with you.
okay, because it shows
How
respect.
does
Is
being
there anything else I
how
can
does
help you with
being
today or others?
honest about
It helps
mistakes?
make conversations smoother and creates a more positive environment. It's about being considerate of how you interact with people. Does that make sense? Being honest about mistakes helps build trust and confidence in you. It shows you're responsible and can learn from your experiences. Would you like to talk more about how honesty can help in specific situations?
Okay, Sarabaji, so my next question with you. Uh,
Great. What else would you like? Sounds good. What's your next question to ask about? Question.
so my next question with you. How does being honest about mistake affect a person's self-respect and confidence in the long run?
Being honest about mistakes actually often builds trust, self-respect in the long run because it shows authenticity and it shows you are strong ability in the long enough to face long run. It's your flaws can actually and take ownership of strengthen people of your actions. Builds respect for you. This can also and acknowledge so make you more confident in your mistake. This can lead to greater self because you are comfortable with confidence as you learn and grow. Being imperfect. Does that align with when you respect what you're thinking? Self, others tend to respect you more, which further reinforces your confidence. Is there a part of this that you'd like to explore further? Why do you think it's important to learn about different cultures?
Okay, Sarabaji, so my next question with you.
I see. What
Okay,
culture?
okay, Sarabaji, so
Because
my
it
next
creates
question with you.
trust and clear communication.
What lesson can be learned from mistakes only when a person is willing to admit and reflect on them?
When you're willing to, you can learn about to admit self and reflect on your mistakes, resilient. That's right. Honesty and respect are both important for positive interactions and healthy relationships. They often go hand in hand. Do you have another question?
Okay, so my next question with you. How can
I'm ready
dishonesty
when you
about
are.
mistake damage relationships and reputations over time?
Dishonesty they can can damage relationships and can damage relationships on trust, which is essential reputations over time and reputations because essential in relation time. It breaks trust when relationships. It can also make people find out you weren't truthful. It erodes trust. Over time, people or untrustworthy. This can make others hesitant, maybe to become less confident in, which hurts your reputation, your reliability. Would you like to discuss some specific examples? Sure. It can also lead to a loss of respect for and make it harder to maintain strong connections. Both from friends, family, and colleagues. It's about the long-term impact of not being up for colleagues. Would you like to discuss? Does that perspective discuss a specific make sense to you? Scenario? Great. I understand you're ready for the next question. What is it? Learning from
My next question with you, why is it important to take responsibility for your own mistakes instead of blaming others or making excuses?
it's important because it helps you learn and grow. When you take ownership, you can figure out what went wrong and how to do better next time. It also shows reliability and maturity. Does that make
Okay, so my next question with you, why is it important to take responsibility for your own mistake instead? How can honestly make about mistakes contribute to a positive and supportive environment at school or at home?
When you're honest about your mistakes, it shows you trust people. This can make others feel comfortable sharing their own mistakes, creating a more open and supportive environment where everyone can learn. It also sets a good example for how to handle setbacks constructively. Are there specific examples you'd like to consider? Maybe at school or at home?
Okay, so my next question with you, what are some examples of situations where telling the truth about a mistake?
Imagine you accidentally break something at school, like a classroom tool. Telling the truth about it helps the teacher understand what happened and get it fixed. Or at home, if you make a mess, admitting it allows your parents to help you clean it up, rather than getting frustrated not knowing who did it. Does that help you think of other similar situations?
Okay, thank you so much, Annie. So you are giving answers of my questions. So we meet in the next. This is our call any session. So we meet in the next call any session. So Allah Hafiz, Pakistan. Zindabad.
Okay.